Most of my line is above ground, but the front section here, from that corner of the property to a little bit beyond my mailbox, is buried. So it's underneath the lawn, it's underneath the front of the driveway. Very difficult to troubleshoot that, because you can't put a continuity meter from one end to the other end. But we've got an easy way to do that. The rest of the line is above ground, but it's through pretty thick brush and woods, and that's not even easy to get to. So being able to spot check the line in certain spots, certain areas of the line, makes it a lot easier to find and narrow down the break. So here we go. Loop say it's okay because I just finished fixing it, and it's very difficult to film this with that alarm going off anyway, so that wouldn't be too smart. So we're going to show you a little step-by-step deal. It's real easy to find the breaks if they're not visible. Of course, if they're visible, then they're real easy to find. But sometimes the line is buried, and you can't see every inch of the line. And I've got about 700-800 feet of line from one end to the other end as it comes back in. So we'll show you how to do that. Okay, so what I've done here is I've plugged one of the lines into a 120 extension cord, leave the other end open. And as you can tell by the non-touch voltage meter, I've got voltage coming into one side of the circuit, and I've got nothing on the other side of the circuit. So we're going to follow this line out and around the yard until we find a spot where we don't get any voltage, and we should be able to find a break. Here we go. Okay, so I'm outside. Here's where the braided section of the line comes from the house, so the dog can pass through here. Comes from the garage rather. The dog can pass through here. So one of these lines coming out is live. As you can see, we've got voltage on this side, and we got no voltage on this side. So now we can follow this around, and my line follows this property line here. I'm not going to take video of the entire walk around because it's about 1.5 acres. So the perimeter is pretty long. But we're gonna head with the voltage. You could go either way, really. But I suspect I'm gonna head this way into the wooded area because we just had a windstorm, and probably a branch had fallen down on the wire, but we'll check it out. Okay, well, I didn't have to go too far. I just found a break right here, and just twisted the two braided lines together. There was it looks a little weird. There's some fraying on the plastic, as you can see right there, and the wires were exposed. So, and it's right here, coincidentally, next to some chewed up nuts, some acorns. So it appears that a squirrel or a chipmunk, we have lots of chipmunks here, bit into the wire. So we're going to go back and check the panel and see if that's the case, or just go back and check the other side of the loop for voltage, and it's probably fixed. So the the chipmunk break wasn't the last, that didn't fix it. So I'm traveling the line here, just came up to the brook and just wanted to show you how I dealt with my little brook here. I just took some PVC pipe, and as you can tell, I've got juice on this side of the stream, and I don't see a problem with the other side. I'm going to try and get over there anyway, without getting too wet here. We'll be back. Well, I found my other brake. These brakes weren't that hard to find. They were visual, but sometimes they're not. As you can see by my terrain here, is that this line is freshly put down, but next year you won't be able to find this line. I have it propped up on trees here and there so that I can find it in certain spots, but it'll get covered. One year I had a tree branch fall and it just stuck right into the ground, and I tested my line coming up to that point, and then tested the next visual spot for it, and I had no juice. And sure enough, it turned out that the branch had landed directly on the line and broke it as it stuck itself into the ground. So but you can tell it's an easy way to do it. Just energize your line. It's only a single side. You don't have it looped. Like, I didn't put the other end into that plug, so I didn't have a ground to that line. But it's a lot easier to troubleshoot this stuff when you've got the especially the no touch. Mine's a Klein, I guess, and of course I carry my my pliers with me so I can repair a line when I find it. But it's a Klein tool, no touch. It's real nice. So my pipe that came through the water over here, we had a very, very bad storm 2 nights ago. 2 inches of rain, 45 to 50 mile an hour winds. So it was a little unusual event, and had water rushing through here, obviously, carrying leaves and debris, and that just pushed that pipe. I didn't have it secured very well. I just had it tied to the tree on each side, and that just pushed it downstream. So I had to get down there and find there's a dead tree fell across the brook down there, and it was underneath that. So as you can tell, I got my line, I retwisted it right here, and we've got power on both sides of that line now, and that's pretty much it. Okay, back at the garage, and as you can see, my the other end of my line is energized now, so that's all fixed, and we're going to hook it back up.